A few years ago, if someone told me people in Uganda could genuinely work with international clients online, I probably wouldn't have believed them. Remote work honestly felt very far from my reality. So very far. It's something I couldn't even imagine. I used to see people online talking about clients, online businesses, remote jobs, and part of genuinely something that I wanted to be part of, but I felt like it was far for me to even reach. I felt like maybe that lifestyle was only realistic for people outside of Africa, outside of Uganda. And I was like, you know what? This is not for me. This is not for us here in Uganda, especially here in Uganda. One of the biggest things people don't talk about enough is the mental barrier of it all. Before skills, before the clients, before the money, there is usually a belief that, can someone like me actually do this? You have that mental conversation with yourself of, can someone like me actually do this? I used to overthink everything. I used to overthink even the tiniest things. I used to overthink it. My accent, my communication, whether international clients would take me seriously, whether I was professional enough for them to want to work with someone who's from Africa, who's from Uganda. And I know a lot of beginner African virtual assistants quietly struggle with these kinds of thoughts. You have this mental conversation going on with yourself. You don't really have anyone to talk to because maybe you don't really know a lot of people who are in this space. But over time, I started realizing something very, very, very important. A lot of these clients didn't actually care about sounding perfect. They do not care about how perfect you sound when you are communicating. They just cared about communication, reliability, organization, consistency, and problem solving, no matter the part of the world you are in. As long as you can nail those that I've talked about, they don't care about how your accent sounds. And honestly, that realization changed a big part of me, my mindset, because I stopped focusing so much on trying to sound foreign or trying to sound British or trying to sound American. And I started focusing more on becoming genuinely useful and dependable for them. Because at the end of the day, it's not my accent that was doing the work, it was my mind and my hands. That mindset shift made me realize that remote work can actually sell for me. I think a lot of beginner virtual assistants in Africa are stuck in this whole thing of consuming endless advice online, TikTok, YouTube, blah, name it, but still doubting themselves too much to actually take action. And I understand it because I've been there too. I was there for several years. I was there. I totally understand what you are going through. But one thing I have learned is confidence usually comes after action. Not before, but after action. That is when the confidence will kick in. Your first outreach message probably won't feel perfect. Your first client Actually, your first client call will definitely feel awkward. Your first attempt might not go how you expect it, and don't ever expect it to go the way you expect it. Okay? But that doesn't mean you are incapable. No, it just means you're just learning. You're in the learning process. Everything is a process, everything takes time. Everything needs patience. The moment remote work became real for me wasn't some huge dramatic moment that you can think about. It was just me slowly realizing that, wait, this is actually possible. Someone from Uganda can work with international clients. It was just a process. I thought, wait, someone from Africa can actually build a remote career. Someone like me can genuinely exist in these spaces too, that I thought was so foreign, that I thought were not for people like me. I was like, okay. And honestly, I wish more beginner virtual assistants who are Africans understood this very well and understood it earlier. If you are a beginner African VA trying to figure things out too, I genuinely hope this channel helps you feel less lost in the process. And if you want more practical advice, resources, or support from building your VA journey, I've linked everything in the description below. And I hope this channel is going to be helpful for you.